Hello, what is a support line and how do I identify it? Well, today is February 17, 2026. We are going to analyze AXP. So let's put AXP on the um, let's pull the chart for AXP. So the support line is the line that the chart is pulling back to. For instance, when we are looking at AXP, if we want to trace a support line, we are using maximum daily chart here. So every single bar is a daily bar. If we want to trace a support line, we want to trace a passing by the lows of the chart. So where is dipping down. So for instance, the price is here. We have this dip, we have this one. Those are the obvious one. We will trace the support line going from somewhere in the past, going toward where the price is right now. We have the price on the y-axis from $0 up, and we have the date on the x-axis from the past to the present. So we'll try to trace going toward the y-axis where the price is right now and see which support line will go there. So for instance, by tracing the support line, I will try to pass by the end of the dip, and when I do that, it's going to go there, knowing that the support line is not just a turning line necessarily. It can be an area. I will try to move it around to see where, if it can touch multiple points. This one touch 2 points. When you are tracing your support line, you want that to touch at least 2 points. So, and you are looking at the V's when you are tracing. So this is a support line. And you, depending on what you are doing, by default you want to trace a support line that is current. So this one is current since it's going toward where the price is. We can trace another one passing by here and going closer because we have some dip here that we like to support it to see where that line is going. I tend to draw it from the left to the right, but sometimes I feel like drawing it from the right to the left can be helpful as well. But I like to trace it from the past to the present. So when I trace this, and it's okay if you go past it, this one is touching base with those bottom V's, and I didn't start it from here so that I can make a touch base with those. So when I trace this support line, I can tell that this support line ended when the chart went below it, went well below it. So this support line ended. But this support line is more like a support line supporting the upside wall of the mountain. Is a short support line, is a short uptrend line, and I tend to trace my support line oblique. But you can trace support line to be horizontal as well. But I tend to use uptrend and swing trading strategy, and based on that strategy, I trace my support line to be oblique, and I look for those higher lows so that I can trace my support line on an oblique shape. But support line can be traced horizontally as well, especially if you are tracing support line passing by the resistance, passing by the tip of the mountain, which will become a support line for you know for the chart. It will be horizontal support line, but I tend to trace oblique support line passing by the higher lows. I use higher lows in my swing trading strategy, so therefore my support lines are oblique shape, or they are, yeah, upward trending. So we have this support line here. If I want to trace one in the past to see the previous trend, I can trace this one here, trying to understand what happened here. If it's going to happen here again, I can trace this one and trying to see if I can touch multiple points. It'll have to go past, it'll go into this one, because if I go this way, it won't touch the others. So I will have to go across that one, and probably this one to be able to touch that one as well. Or sometimes, because this is quite deep and this support line cross into it, we can activate this one and try to move it in more here and move it down. Because we are manually tracing this, it's not going to be 100% accurate, but it's just going to be a guideline. And this is a support line, and you can trace that support line like multiple ones in it, depending on what you are doing. We can try to get closer and trace even another one somewhere here. If you are trading in a short, you are trading using non-option line, for instance, you are following the chart and buying and selling, you'll be tracing those short-term support lines as well to support where the chart is, and see, for your guidelines to see when you have a dip for you to buy, and when it goes up you can sell. But even here we can trace another support lines here as well, like that as well, to see when that trend ended and it came back down here. So that is how I trace my support lines. And even in this area, we can trace this support line. It went up, it pulled back for a buy, it went up for a sell, it pulled back down. So when you do not sell it, you'll come here. If you purchase it around that area, you will be in a loss until it start going up again and surpass where you purchase it, and so forth. So in 2024, I used that strategy, short uptrend line, and I've traced quite a bit of those lines, buying every few days and selling that same stocks every few days, like buy it and sell it after a few days or so, and following it. And that is a growth along the upside wall of the mountain. But this year I'm using long uptrend line swing trading strategy, which consists of tracing the support line at the valley of the mountain, and those are the support line that we trace, passing by the higher lows. I use maximum monthly chart to see more years in front of me and locate those obvious dip and connect them to see the direction of those support line, if it's oblique enough for me to see it's uptrending, because I want to see growth at the valley. So this is higher than that one, which is higher than this one, which is higher than this one. So connecting those, and then I'll have an uptrend support line here. So that is how I trace my support line. But there are strategy that will allow you to trace your support line horizontal as well. But again, I'm trading, and those support lines, when you are tracing them, it will be passing by the resistance and the valley, the resistance and the low. For instance, again, it depends on the strategy you are using. For instance, this low here is leaning on this peak of the mountain. So tracing a support line this way is using this resistance line as a support before going up. That is one way to view it as well. And in that strategy, you will be locating those, your support line is going to be a past resistant line and a present support line for the chart. But I prefer to trace my support line passing by the higher lows based on the strategy that I'm using. So therefore my support line are not horizontal, they are oblique. So will we buy AXP today or this week? Well, going back to our maximum daily chart, we have this support line that we color code to be where we want to buy it. And right now the price is closer to the top of the mountain than it is to the valley where we want to buy. So therefore it is not a buy for us. And yesterday the price drop is red. That means the price at the end of the day was lower than the price in the morning when the market opened. But again, the price, even though it's going down, is still closer to the top of the mountain than it is close to the valley. It could pull back. This support line ended. It could pull back to here and start going up again, or it might decide to continue going down. We don't entirely know. We are just going to continue observing it because we do not want to buy it using short uptrend lines. Therefore, we are not going to use any support line here to base our buying decision on. This one is the support line we are buying. We are making our decision with. The price along this support line is what we are willing to pay for it. So therefore, we will wait for the price to drop all the way there. When it's going to do that, we don't know. So thank you so much for watching our videos. We thank you for your time. And how I identify that support line is just by looking at those higher lows, those obvious V's, and trying to connect them, and at least two of those points. But then as I'm tracing it, I'll see if there is a chance I can connect other deep that are within that session that I'm trying to trace the support line on, to see if there is a way I can connect multiple touch point. If I had to trace multiple, just the way we exercise it. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you very much for all of your comments. And we thank you very much for subscribing to our channel. I'm Afiavi Liberman, creator of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel, and in soap.com, our blog. On our channel and on our blog, we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your need. And swing trading is one way to make money. Just start small and grow your account from there. For more videos in this series, will you please check the playlist How to Start Swing Trading Step by Step Using Non-Uptrend Line in the description of this video. And we do have other swing trading related playlists as well in the description of this video. Thank you. Happy swing trading.